So the moment we've been waiting a long time for finally happened at Extreme Rules. But was it really what it seemed? We'll go over all the theories and rumors surrounding the Alexa Bliss version of Sister Abigail right now. Extreme Rules horror show truly lived up to its name, especially when the main event swamp fight between Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. There was no championship or anything else on the line, it was just a personal fight between these two former friends. I really loved the start of the match because we got to see little nods towards Bray Wyatt's old persona, such as the rocking chair, and we even heard Bray Wyatt's old theme song while he was walking towards the chained up Strowman. Braun and Bray exchanged a few words that really tell a lot between the two of them. Bray Wyatt tells Strowman that he isn't his enemy, but Strowman isn't buying it at all. Strowman makes it clear that Bray Wyatt forced him to do all those things when they were together in the Wyatt family, and wants revenge on him for all those things he put him through. Bray Wyatt brings in this huge snake that bites Braun Strowman, and it's pretty hectic after that. And that snake bite may be important later on, so don't forget about that part. We fast forward and find ourselves with Braun Strowman in the middle of nowhere with what seems to be a small campfire. Braun Strowman fights off a few Bray Wyatt minions, but something important happens during that encounter. Strowman throws one of the minions into the campfire, and we get a very scary moment from Strowman. Strowman actually enjoys seeing the man on fire, and actually laughs uncontrollably for a second before getting himself back under control. That small moment there is really telling, because it can mean one of two things. Either the snake bite is really kicking in and messing with him, or Bray Wyatt has successfully gotten into his head. Our babyface Universal Champion, Braun Strowman, shouldn't get any enjoyment from seeing what he did to that man. But due to that Bray Wyatt influence that we always talk about, Braun can't help but enjoy what he was doing. But you see that he quickly forces himself to snap out of it. That then brings us to the biggest moment of the night, at least in our eyes, due to how much we've been pulling for a Sister Abigail appearance. But we finally technically got a Sister Abigail appearance. We hear a woman's voice talking to Braun and trying to persuade him to come home and join Bray. The camera zooms in and we see this woman dressed all in black. The camera gets close to her face and she reveals herself to be Alexa Bliss. We flash back to all the memories that Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman had together in the ring. We've talked about Alexa and Braun several times before because their chemistry together is just on a whole other level. Alexa and Braun are close friends in real life, but fans really thought that their characters really had something special going on, especially doing the mixed match challenge. Alexa and Braun took over that challenge, and everyone tuned in to see them compete and see what teases they would give week after week. They truly made that mixed match challenge tournament actually worth watching because their pairing was just so perfect. But after the tournament, Alexa and Braun haven't interacted much on TV. Sure, Alexa may have him as a guest on her talk show from time to time, and Alexa will often refer to him as a close friend or a best friend, but that's about it. WWE did show them together on Smackdown earlier this spring. Alexa was giving Braun one of her merchandise shirts, but that was pretty much it. So why is Alexa Bliss here appearing as Sister Abigail? What's the story there? Alexa Bliss has actually been suggested by fans to play Abigail for a handful of years now, so it was a nice little nod to that fan concept. But what exactly is going on here? I have one theory myself that I think explains everything perfectly, so let's get into that right now. Braun clearly sees and hears that Alexa is right in front of him, but is she actually there in reality? I'm going to go with no. Bray Wyatt is the master of mind games and will truly put you through all these hallucinations just to mess with your head and get the upper hand in the fight. Just look at everything he put John Cena through with the Firefly Funhouse match at WrestleMania. Obviously, Cena experienced a lot of things during that match that weren't actually real and was just Bray Wyatt playing mind games with him. So that's exactly what's going on here. Alexa Bliss isn't actually there. It wouldn't make any sense for her to actually be Abigail and join Bray Wyatt. But that's what Bray Wyatt was showing to Braun Strowman. Maybe that Alexa Bliss vision was because of that snake bite, or maybe it was just Bray Wyatt getting into his head. But either way, it wasn't actually real. which is unfortunate because in those few moments alone, you can tell just how amazing Alexa Bliss would be in a Sister Abigail sort of role. It really showed Alexa's potential and range to pull off a character like that. The Abigail character has such a rich history and aura around her that you really have to bring your A game to portray her. That's exactly what Alexa did. So in reality, it's safe to assume Alexa wasn't there. But it still makes you wonder why, out of all these people, Braun envisioned Alexa Bliss. That's quite interesting, and that's still up for debate. Why Alexa? Why did Braun's mind go to her? It's hard to tell, but maybe Bray Wyatt is aware that the only time Braun Strowman has even shown a soft spot was when he was with Alexa Bliss. So what better way than to convince Braun Strowman to come home than to use a vision of Alexa Bliss, his close friend and possible love interest? Who knows? The other theory I thought of that makes a lot of sense is that Sister Abigail was actually there and present at the swamp fight. Bray Wyatt has Strowman face several minions throughout the match, so it's clear that Bray has other people with him at the swamp, especially the individual that brought in the snake as well. So what if that voice and figure that Braun saw really was the real Sister Abigail? But due to the snake bite, exhaustion, the mind games, and everything else Braun was going through, he just imagined that woman as being Alexa Bliss. I really love that theory because it makes perfect sense. It proves that Abigail really was present for the fight, but her actual identity was kept hidden behind the Alexa Bliss vision. On top of the Sister Abigail appearance, we also got the long-awaited return of The Fiend. The Fiend persona has been completely off of television for over 4 months now, so his return was quite the big deal and worthy of closing out the show. The swamp fight doesn't seem like it had one true clear-cut winner. You could say it was sort of a draw, but the fact that Bray Wyatt emerges at the end of the match really could be seen either way. It can be seen that Bray Wyatt was the last one standing and won the fight, or it can be seen like Bray Wyatt really didn't get a dominating win over Braun. So he's calling upon The Fiend to finish the job of what his other two personas started. To me, I think the second option makes the most sense. Bray Wyatt isn't quite satisfied yet and needs to bring in The Fiend to get the result that he truly is after. Of course, there was no title on the line here for the swamp fight, but you have to wonder if the title will be on the line for the matchup between The Fiend and Braun Strowman. It's highly rumored that this match will take place at SummerSlam, but it's also important to note that The Fiend hasn't had a real in-ring match since the Performance Center shows started in March. The Fiend has only been used in cinematic matches in recent months. So that brings up the question, will The Fiend vs. Braun Strowman take place in the middle of the ring? Or will WWE keep going with this theme of Bray Wyatt cinematic matches? I know the WrestleMania match received mixed reviews, but I enjoyed it for what it was. I think the swamp fight was even better because we have that moment of dialogue between the characters expressing themselves, then we get to see an actual fight. So I have no problem with the Bray Wyatt cinematic matches so far. We'll just have to wait and see if WWE will pull off another cinematic match here, and will it be an actual matchup in the ring? That's going to be the most important topic of discussion among the wrestling news in the next weeks leading towards SummerSlam. Bray Wyatt also poked fun at the karaoke singing competition segment, which was another highlight of the night. Bray Wyatt said, "The worst is yet to come." Then Rambling Rabbit shows a quick replay of the karaoke competition. That was a nice little touch there as well. That segment truly was horror, so it fit right in with the theme of the show. What are your thoughts on everything we saw during the swamp fight? And what did you think of Alexa's portrayal of Sister Abigail? Did you enjoy it? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.